Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Kyle here from SpeedBets bringing you guys another UFC video. Today we got the 5 locks. We're giving you guys 4 underdogs today. We're going to give you guys the DFS plays, underdog, prize picks, better, all that good stuff, and a couple of free parlays. If you're wondering what this shit on my ear is, I don't have an ear gauge. It's to compress my cauliflower ear because that shit keeps coming up. So just ignore that. We'll get right into this video, man. Starting off here, we got to flame Diego Lopes a little bit, man. This knockout loss, not a good look. Taking you guys through the 5 locks I have today. Number 1, Chase DuBronx. This one's easy. Jim Miller is not going to beat the primed Chase DuBronx. He's going to get submitted probably the first, second round. Even if he doesn't, he's going to get 30-27. We all know this. Michał Oleksiejczuk. Now, it's a crazy world where I can call Michał Oleksiejczuk a fucking lock over anyone. He's fighting Cedric Dumas. I don't think Cedric has a spot in the UFC. This guy's some cheeks. Michał's going to knock him out. Marco Tulio. I've been very open, very adamant about the fact that I think Marco Tulio is garbage. And that's true, I do. But there are not that many favorites. But for the lock section, I like to try and keep it to favorites. I like to mix in a dog every now and again, but there's not a lot of favorites I love on this card. And Marco Tulio's, he's one of them. I don't love it, but he should win. Tresean Gore is not that proven. He's inexperienced. I think Marco Tulio is way more dangerous. He's going to get him out of there pretty early. Yair Rodriguez. Now, I think Pitbull came into the UFC too late. I'm going to give him his respect. He's the best Bellator fighter we've ever seen. But he's at a severe reach and leg disadvantage against the best kicker in the featherweight division. If he was going against like a boxer type, I wouldn't be too worried about the reach and all that. But Yair is literally one of the best kickers. He's going to keep him at kicking range, obviously. Throw up head kicks. I think Yair is going to have a field day just lighting up Pitbull from the outside. Now for the 5th and final lock, 145 GOAT. Alexander Volkanovski is not losing to Diego Lopes. I'm fully aware this could age horribly. He could get knocked out in the first. He could get caught. Dude, but if he doesn't get caught, there's no world where Diego Lopes wins this fight. Diego Lopes' chance is to literally catch him in the first or second round. Volkanovski's a better fighter everywhere the fight goes. Maybe he throws with a little bit less pop for the first 5 minutes, but I'm not too worried about that. Give me Alexander Volkanovski for the 5th lock. Get into the underdog. Pick 'em opportunities. My pride and joy, boys. Darren Elkins, plus 310. Darren Elkins is going to shoot forward. He's going to push forward, shoot his sloppy-ass takedowns every single time he does this shit. Guess what? He just went against a guillotine merchant and Daniel Pineda, pulling guillotine the whole fight, a couple close attempts. Darren Elkins don't give a shit. He said in the post-fight interview that's his most defended submission. He practices that shit all the time. He's begging people to guillotine him. He's literally said in the post-fight, everyone thinks they're going to be the first one to guillotine me. I beg you guys to keep trying. You give me top. Whoa, pause. Pause. Not like that. But they give him top control. He gets on top of him, escapes the guillotine, and then he just controls him on the mat. Darren Elkins is a dog. He's going to fight for your money every step of the fight. I love him at plus 310 over the chinny-ass Julian Erosa, who we know is going to jump the guillotine. Bryce Mitchell, plus 190. Now, I was waiting for this line to steam up a little bit. I was hoping to get a great price later in the week. I thought all the kind of the casual, quote-unquote casual money, all the guys that are just like fighting nerds, I thought all those guys were going to be parlaying up John Silva and nuking the shit out of him. But the line keeps closing. I had to grab it at plus 190. I missed out on the plus 250 that I wanted to grab it at because I thought it was going to get better. But that's the way it is. Sometimes you guys can still grab this line today. I should probably talk about why I think he's going to win. I think he's going to be able to get the takedowns on John Silva. John Silva, I don't think he has the most power in the world. He has very good precision, very good accuracy, good speed. He always backs up, though. John Silva's always fighting, backing up. He never really walks forward. The only time he walked forward was against Drew Dober, when Drew Dober was already busted up badly. I think that Bryce Mitchell's going to have a field day. It's hard to stuff takedowns when you're walking backwards. If he was pressuring Bryce Mitchell, it's hard to shoot when Bryce Mitchell's on the back foot. But when he's on the front foot all day of the week, Bryce Mitchell, yeah, he got beat up by Ilya a little bit. He was hanging in there with the striking. He wasn't like that afraid of Ilya's striking. He had a couple big shots. Bryce Mitchell has a good chin. So what? He got caught by Josh Emmett on a week's notice. I don't care. Giga's a bitch for pulling out. Mitch Raposo. Sumiderji in his last fight, he looked a lot better. He cleaned up the wrestling a little bit. I don't think it matters. I think Mitch is going to mix the martial arts. I think Mitch is a better boxer than Sumiderji. That's a hot take. A lot of people are glazing this guy's striking. For what? Sumiderji does not have power. Couldn't finish Matt Schnell. Mitch Raposo doesn't have the most power ever. And my big concern with Mitch Raposo is that he hasn't been able to show his skills because he hasn't really fought anyone worth a damn. He lost to Jake Hadley on Contender Series. So what? Jake Hadley's a half-decent fighter. And Mitch Raposo, he's so young, man. This guy's like 26 years old, coming into his own. New England cartel. They tend to have good game plans. They're not going against a rustler. Mitch Raposo is a rare breed out of that camp that can actually wrestle as well. I think he's going to have success mixing the martial arts. It's going to be a close decision, probably 29-28, but I'm leaning Mitch Raposo. Dan 50K Ige. You guys remember the last 4 unranked fighters that Dan Ige's fought? Oh, who do we got? Gavin Tucker, done in a minute. Nate Landwehr, put on a t-shirt, brutalized Nate Landwehr for 3 rounds. Nate Landwehr had a pretty good chin on him. Then we got Andre Feely, dead. Then I'm forgetting one. We're talking Damon Jackson, dead. Like, Dan Ige massacres unranked fighters. If you're a ranked fighter, you'll probably beat Dan Ige. If you're not a ranked fighter, good luck, man. But in all seriousness, I think Dan Ige, all he has to do is win the moment. Dan Ige, he's never been a minutes winner. He's not a guy that's going to win like a unanimous decision. Even when like Edson Barboza and whoever the fucking dude he fought before that, I forget who it was, he had like 2 split decisions in a row. If it's going to decision, more likely than not, Dan Ige's losing. He has like 10 decision losses. So if you want to bet like decision only, give me Sean Woodson all day. I think Bovada right now has a great bet. It's Sean Woodson by points or Dan Ige by knockout. I absolutely love that bet. But I think Dan Ige is going to get on the outside. He is going to slam Sean Woodson in the pocket. He's going to get him down. People are forgetting he dropped Lerone Murphy in that first round. Josh Emmett had 5 rounds in the cage with Lerone Murphy, didn't hurt him once. Dan Ige sat him down, won the first round. I think Dan Ige is incredibly live to win this fight by knockout. Sean Woodson is hittable. He's chinny. He's fought nobody. He doesn't have a singular good win. His best performance is like against Terrence McKinney. How can I put stock into that, man? I can't. Give me Dan Ige all day. These are the underdog profits. As you guys know, like I said before, my pride and joy are my underdogs. If we can get smoked for 5 weeks straight, picking 3 underdogs a week, and we could still be up units on the year. That's how consistent we've been. That's how profitable the underdogs have been. You're up 18.95 units. Last week we had 2 underdogs. We went 1-1. And since they're underdogs, you can go 50% and you're still profiting. $10 better's up $190. $25 better's up almost $500. And $100 better is pushing that 2K mark. 167% ROI. If you're investing $100, you are making $167 on average. Let's keep this rolling. Let's get some more big dogs this week. Hopefully we can go at least 2 for 4, if not a 3 or 4 for 4. I love our chances, man. Got the DFS plays here. I'm going to move my camera for you guys. Covering up part of the logo, so that's all right. Play on the left here, we have the better slip. We have Chase Hooper over 1.5 takedowns. Diego Lopes under 75.5 strikes. Chase Hooper, I think he just has Jim Miller covered everywhere. I do think Jim Miller is crafty enough to force one stand-up. That's the reason I'm taking this one. I don't think Chase Hooper's going to mess around on the feet too much. I think Jim Miller, if they do mess around on the feet, Jim Miller might sting him once and he's going to shoot a takedown then. I think Jim Miller can force one stand-up, so Chase Hooper's going to have to take him down twice if he wants to finish this fight. I don't think it's going to be a first-round submission, but I think a second-round submission is pretty imminent. Then Diego Lopes under 75.5 significant strikes. Let's be 100% honest, guys. You all know I'm on Volkanovski. He's one of my locks for the week. But if Diego Lopes is landing 80 strikes on him, he's probably getting knocked out. This guy throws with some angry emo energy. He puts his all into his punches for 2 rounds. He's not a big calf kick guy. He's a big hooks, big overhands, big uppercuts in the clinch. Like, Diego Lopes is throwing power. He's not throwing volume. I think 80.5 is way too much. Brian Ortega just has the best chin we've ever fucking seen. That's the only reason he didn't get knocked out against Diego Lopes. Volk, unfortunately, regardless of whether his chin is healed or not, if you're eating 80 punches from Diego Lopes, generally speaking, you're probably getting knocked out, so I like the under there. Nikita Krylov, under 1.5 takedowns, and Diego Lopes under 1.5 takedowns. Now, this slip in the middle here, this one is not a 3x like the other ones. This one's like a 2.4x, 2.5x, something like that. I think I trust Dom Reyes' takedown defense. I think this fight's going to be on the feet. I think someone's getting knocked out early. I don't think Krylov's going to get the chance to land 2 takedowns on him. Diego Lopes under 1.5 takedowns. I love this line. Volk does not get Russell fucked. Diego Lopes does not offensively Russell. I just don't see a world where Diego Lopes gets Volk down twice. I mean, Volkanovski is one of the best bases in this division. Diego Lopes isn't even a guy shooting takedowns. You want to look at how many takedowns Islam Makhachev got against Volkanovski? I mean, I think there's 2 times in Volkanovski's career he's ever been taken down more than twice, and that's against Islam Makhachev and by Chad Mendes back in the day. I love Diego Lopes under 1.5. I mean, this guy does not even average 2 takedowns close to it. He doesn't even average 1 takedown. He averages half a takedown per fight. He's just going out there and brawling. On the right side here, we have Nikita Krylov under 10 minutes of fight time. Like I said, I think this fight's going to be an early knockout. I don't know who it's going to be. That pick is really tough to make. I believe in the official picks video, I picked Reyes, but I'm like super on the fence about that one. I have no bets on that fight, really. And I think it's just going to end quick. Give me the under 10 minutes there. And then Jim Miller, under 42.5, 6 strikes. Like I said, Chase Hooper, he's not going to play around on the feet. Yes, I know Chase Hooper can strike. Yes, I know he's learning how to strike. He doesn't have anything to prove by beating up Jim Miller on the feet. If he wants to strike with a younger guy, that's absolutely understandable. If he wants to prove that he can handle himself on the feet. But Jim Miller, you don't need to prove anything. Just take him down, submit him, get him out of there 30-27 if you have to. I think Chase Hooper's going to put on a masterclass on the ground. And then right here in the middle, I will move my camera again. This was last week. We almost hit the 100x. Reese McKee, who would have known he was going to put on a first-round knockout masterclass? I thought that fight was for sure going to the third round. We would have hit the 100x multiplier. We have another 100x multiplier dropping in the Discord. Top link in the description. Make sure you join up if you want to tail that for some fun. Only $4 on it. I mean, less than 0.1 units, but it's fun, man. 100x, just shits and giggles. Now we're on to the free parlay section, man. You have Chase Hooper and Paddy Pimblett parlayed up. This is kind of the young guard, however you want to say that. I mean, the young guy is taking the torch from the old guard. I think Chase Hooper and Paddy Pimblett are both going to get it done. I think they have favorable matchups against guys that have not been performing as of late. On the bottom there, we have Dan Ige plus 3.5, Chase Hooper minus 3.5, and Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio does not go the distance. Plus 3.5 means they have to win one round on the scorecards, if not win outright. I think Dan Ige wins outright, but I also understand that if he drops Sean Woodson and Sean Woodson scrambles well, he's going to get back to the feet and the fight could go to decision. For that reason, I like Dan Ige plus 3.5. I think he's more than capable of winning one round. Sean Woodson, I don't rate his striking that highly. Chase Hooper, I don't think he's going to drop around the Jim Miller. I think Chase Hooper's going to pitch a shutout. I think he gets the submission, so if he gets the finish, this bet cashes automatically. But we also cover if he goes to decision. I love that a lot. And on the bottom, I just think Marco Tulio is way too dangerous for Tresean Gore. I was leaning towards the knockout call, but Tresean Gore also has a nasty guillotine. I'm not going to get screwed over trying to chase a couple extra bucks by not including that in there, so just give me the fight does not go the distance. Covered it up a little bit with the new things, but join the Discord, man. Top right there, I gave out Ovechkin for 2 goals in one game. That was a free play we cashed. Down on the bottom right there, you have some PFL free bets we cashed. Guys celebrating the free bets. Some hockey bets we're giving out. We're doing everything in the Discord. Totally free to join. We'll hope to see you guys in there, man. We'll catch you in the next one. Let's win some money. Peace out.